Hello everyone, my name is Shreetan Naik and I am intern at the Sparks Foundation and I am doing internship in data science and business analytics. This is my task number 1. Title is prediction using supervised ML and our problem statement is predict the percentage of student based on the number of study hours. So let's first understand what is the linear regression. Linear regression is supervised machine learning algorithm where we have two variables in the model. One is dependent variable and another is independent variable. And we have to find the strong relationship between these two variables. If you want to use this linear regression model, your data should be in the linear form. So the generalized formula for linear regression is y is equals to mx plus c, where y is the predicted value of dependent variable, x is the independent variable, and m is the regression coefficient, and c is the intercept. So this is about linear regression. So now we will move to our coding part. First I have imported important libraries like NumPy and Pandas. Then I have imported my dataset. I have used read underscore CSV as our dataset is in the CSV format. So I have used this pt.read underscore CSV. So after importing our dataset, it looks like this. One column is having hours and second column is having scores. What exactly our dataset is telling here is, if you study for 8.3 hours, your score is 81. If you study for 3.5 hours, your score is 30. So we have gathered all this data and now we will predict for a particular hour. If we study for this much hours, how much will be our score? This is our problem statement. So here we have done some exploratory data analysis part. I have used dot shape function to see how much data is there in my data set. So there are 25 rows and 2 columns. Afterwards, I have checked if there are any null values present in my data by using isNull and isNA function, and we have found that there are no null values present in our dataset. After that, I have used describe function where I find some important things like mean, minimum, maximum. So mean value for hours is 5.01 and for scores is 51.48. The minimum value of hour is 1.10 and minimum score is 17. Maximum hours for study is 9.20 and maximum score is 95. After that, I have found how many columns are present in our dataset by using dot columns. So hours and scores, these are the two columns present in my dataset. So let's visualize our data now. I have used matplotlib library to visualize my data. Here on x-axis there are number of hours and on y-axis scores are there. So we have found there is a linear relationship between these two. And then afterwards I have found the correlation between these two columns. For hours and scores, the correlation value is 0.97. So now let's start building our model. First, I have taken df underscore data hours into x and df underscore data scores in y. And I have imported some important libraries from sklearn, that is train test split function I have taken here. We have to split our data set. So I have used train test split function for x and y with a test size of 0.2. Test size of 0.2 means I am splitting my data into 80% to the training dataset and 20% to the testing dataset. Afterwards, I have imported linear regression library and metrics from sklearn. Then model.fit x comma y, we have fit the model here and we have found the two values like coefficient and intercept. coefficient is 9.77 and intercept value is 2.48. Now let's visualize this data. So after fitting this model, we found that this is the best fit line for our model. The dataset which is residing is near to this line. After that, I have checked that model.predict x underscore test and what is the shape of this predicted, and I have found it is a phi, and I have checked what is there in x underscore test. So there are number of hours. So let's now try to predict the value, and what is the difference between the values we will check. I have created one data frame here for actual value and predicted value. So our actual value is 20 and predicted is 17.14. Actual value is 69, our predicted value is 74. Actual value is 30, our predicted value is around 27. So after building this model, our problem statement was, if I study for 9.2 hours, what will be the prediction of my score? So we have found here that it is 92.90. So if you study for 9.25 hours, your score prediction is 92.90. After that, we have used here a matrix function for mean absolute error. This is used for evaluation of our model for y test and predicted. So our mean absolute error is actual minus predicted divided by n. So it is around 4.07. So this is what our first task is completed.